Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and let me know that you're watching the replay. I am just going to take a second and share this video in my group. Most of you know me, we're friends on Facebook. I'm used to going live on my business page now and introducing myself, but hi! I thought I would go live here because I haven't been live here in a while. Yeah, I feel like there's like a different audience here. A lot of you guys have been like kind of with me for a lot longer, and just making this transition to be fully business page is kind of weird. It's kind of like you kind of got to leave it up to chance. You kind of have to get into trust. You have to get into surrender. You have to get into a space of knowing that your decisions are right. And it's, I don't know, it just feels really cool. It feels very professional. Let me know that you're here. Hi, Bonnie. Nice to see you, love. The title of this video is Sacred Fool. It's time to play. It's going to be a good one. So I'm just sharing here. And then if you guys are not in my Facebook group, you can totally join. This is part of Transformation Tuesday, which is one of the things that we do, you know, one of the things that we do in our group. Oh, I guess it's not going to let me share. It is Rebel Revolution for multi-passionate and multi-millionaire visionaries. If you're not in there, go join us. I typically go live either here, Stephania. I typically go live either here or on my business page. I don't go live in my group that much. So yeah. Wow. Hi, Diana. Like everyone I used to work with is here. What's up, you guys? So here's the group. I'm like all circling it with my mouse, and you can't do that. Okay, so anyways, hey Tyla, good to see you. I hope I said your name right. I think so. Tala, that's it. All right, I miss you too, beautiful. So good to see you. All right, you guys, so yesterday on my business page, if you're not following that, it is also this is the group. I mean, this is the, like, you can go to High Vibe, facebook.com/HighVibeBoss, or you can just type in Corey Michelle and make sure you're following that page. And I also have at the top of the screen right here, if you go to live.highvibeboss.com, I'll send you a reminder in Messenger before I go live or whenever I post a blog. That's pretty much how I stay in touch with people or in my group. Okay. Hi, Linda Lee. Good to see you. Yes, you are live. So yesterday, whenever I went live in the group, on my business page, I said that I was going to draw a card for everybody, and I freaking got off, and I didn't even draw a card for anybody, but the deck that I used to do live videos, like to draw a card for live videos, is the Sacred Rebel deck, and it is so cool. I love it so much, and I burned some Palo Santo, and I drew this card for you guys. It's for all of us, actually. Sacred Fool. Oops, her boobies are showing. Let me just censor that really quick. Okay, so this card, I got this card before, actually the last time that I drew for myself, I got this card. And I would just talk about the card, but I feel like the book says things that I'm just not that articulate. Like, she wrote the book to be a certain way, and I just want to kind of like talk about this tonight, and then I'm also maybe talking about some other things about like what's actually available for you, because I feel like let's do that first, and then I'll talk about the Sacred Fool. So I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but like you have access to so much. You have access to so much more than this physical 3D world that we typically live in, right? Like we can't see past it, but we experience more than just this 3D illusion, okay? And I want you to know that you do have access to so much more. Your decisions are not only founded in this physical reality, but other realms too. Like, we have so many more dimensions to us rather than just space and time and length and width and height and all of that stuff, okay? So that's, I guess that would be 5D if you add space. I don't know. It's length, width, height, and that's 3D, and then time is 4D, okay? 5D is basically all of the possibilities that are included in the 4D. Okay, so it's like any possibility, any which way. It's the parallel realities, it's the parallel universes. And if you don't know about any of that stuff right now, like, that's okay. You landed on this video for a reason. We can definitely dive into more of that. But what I'm mainly bringing this up for is because I know that there's a lot of people that are building their businesses that are sitting on their fucking hands, like just sitting on their hands, maybe watching videos here and there and thinking, you know, I know this stuff, like, oh, I already know that. Oh, I already know that. But my question is, if you already know it, are you getting the results that you want? If you already know how to transcend space and time and create the reality that you want, logically, you know, like in your mind, you know, but is it manifesting in your life? Is it showing up for you in your life? And if not, I would like to ask why? Because a lot of you do know. A lot of you really, really know and grasp the concepts of this stuff. But why isn't it working? It's always because where you are now is a lot more comfortable. It's known, it's expected. And what happens with like the possibility of having, you know, all of these different realities to be able to bounce in and out of, when we do the same thing over and over and over and over again, it's the probability that happens. Even though we have all of these infinite options available to us, the probability of you doing the same thing tomorrow as you did today is what's making that same thing manifest over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, so you have to like break it's kind of like a spell that you've cast over yourself, or that you're, you know, it's just a program that's been running for a very long time. And to be able to break out of that, it takes discipline. It takes going out of your way to create something new in your life that you've maybe never been courageous enough to do before. And this morning in my blog post, I was writing about, you know, how we have these expectations of our friends and family. We want them to be supportive, but most of the time, sometimes they're not, okay? And other than that, like, you can sit on your hands and you can wish and you can pray and you can hope and, you know, you can try and manifest all the things into your life that you want, but you're not just going to wake up one day and it's just all going to be there. If you're just waiting for that magic moment where everything changes, it doesn't work like that. You've got to create the change. And it's just really interesting to me that, like, a lot of the time we stop ourselves because we're afraid of what other people are going to think about us. Like, I trust me, I had a really hard time like talking about any of this stuff even 6 months ago, probably on my personal page, especially. I could talk about it in my group because it was more private, but like just making myself vulnerable enough to where like anybody could see this video and talking about other realities and stuff like that. Like, I know that there's a lot of people who think that they're going crazy, and that's what this Sacred Fool is about. Is like, it is about giving up all of your expectations of the way that like reality is supposed to go or like supposed to look like or anything like that. And it's just like letting it go and trusting the process and trusting that there is a higher consciousness, aka God, working all this out, that you're not the only person who has to be doing it. Again, you're just in the 3D. You're only able to see with your senses what's in this world, but we have other senses too that help us to transcend space and time, right? And what we have to do is connect what we can see and our trust. And that kind of creates faith, right? And blind faith is where you just kind of like go with it. And you kind of just like don't really worry about any consequences because you know that you're taken care of, right? And that's what I would say blind faith is. And that's kind of what's called for. It's necessary. It's what's necessary, especially for you guys that are watching this video, because whenever I drew the card, I asked for not only myself, but for the people who are watching this video, and the Sacred Fool comes up and says, you know, like, it's time to play, right? You've got to abandon all of your old beliefs. You've got to abandon, you know, all of the the thoughts that you tell yourself, the deception that you tell yourself, and know that you are fully supported, that you can trust in this moment. If you're watching this video, it's time to jump off the fucking ledge, okay? And just know that you're going to grow wings as you're falling, okay? You're just going to. You've got to believe that, though. You can't jump off and then look back up and think, oh shit, I shouldn't have jumped off, while still hoping that you're going to grow wings, right? Like, no, you've got to know that it's already done. You have to know that it's done already, and there's no looking back. There's no checking to see if you're getting there yet. Like, it's done. If you believe it and decree it, it is done. Okay? And that's all there is. You love my shirt? Yeah, I got this at Chili's when I worked there. One of my sleeves rolled down. So I do want to read, I do want to tell you guys about something that I'm doing that I've never really done this before. And I just felt called to, whenever I get an offer like put on my heart, I put it out. And if people, the right people see it and do it, then that's great. And if they don't, then that's fine too. I just know that it's my job to, whenever I ask for more money, or when I ask for more influence, or whenever I ask to expand my soul tribe, or whatever it is, it's my job to make sure that the downloads I get in are pouring out into the internet, right? And so I created something to help you guys get on track, to be totally accountable, because again, you know all of the methods, like you know all of the ways to get to where you want, but why aren't you there yet, right? So it's going to be 3 weeks. It takes 21 days to form a new habit. And that's what it is. It's going to be about discipline and also removing your blocks that you have, your blocks. That's what I'm calling them now, with quotes, your blocks. It's about removing that. It's about fully restoring your body that's been holding on to this negative emotion, negative beliefs about yourself and your reality. It's completely cleansing that slate and starting fresh, so that whenever you do manifest, you're not manifesting shit that you don't want. You're manifesting things that you actually really do want. And there is a page up for that on my blog, on the Work With Me page on CoreyMichelle.com. Oh yeah, I don't know why it's not letting me post, I don't know why it's not letting me post, on there. If Sharissa or somebody, can you write CoreyMichelle.com and then just go to, the Work With Me tab? I will love you forever, even though I already do love you forever. You got the Fool yesterday in your Osho Zen deck. That's awesome. I did make the video for you yesterday, Talia. Thanks. You're welcome. Okay. Yeah, your blocks, right? So it's 3 weeks, one-on-one. There is a group setting that you can be a part of too. And then also, what is it? We're going to have one group call with anybody who does this program. And you have unlimited access to my client channel, which is on WhatsApp, or, like you can contact me whenever you want, basically, through voice messenger or text messaging or whatever. So you got like access to my full like consciousness for 21 days. And it is ridiculously affordable. And I think that if you've been looking for that next level and you're just kind of like afraid, but you know it's time for you to stop, like to put all your bullshit stories behind you, then it's probably going to be the thing for you to do. If you feel called to it, it is only by application, so you'll have to answer some questions, and we'll talk in Messenger after that. So that's all. Let me read this Sacred Fool to you, okay? And like I said, I would talk just about it, but I think just the way she says stuff is so beautiful. So the Fool is a great rebel, able to thwart convention and tell the truth without restraint. Your heart is a wonderful, powerful, sacred tool. It cares not for the right way to do things. It cares not for what the mind says is real and not real. It lives according to an inner wisdom that cannot be dictated or controlled by anything. It loves, it lives, and it is what it is. This oracle heralds a time, now or imminent, when you will feel inspired, alive, and passionate for what you can offer to the world. It says to you, don't try and be appropriate. Don't try to be socially acceptable and worry about what others may think about what you're doing. Just be. If you want to wear a mad hat whilst doing so, fine. The sacred fool The sacred fool in you is willing to leave behind what has been because it no longer feels right to stay attached to it. The sacred fool in you trusts, and the sacred fool in you, I lost my place, trusts life completely. It would never occur to this part of you to try and outsmart life or resist its flow. It recognizes that the mind is a monkey puppet on strings. More often than not, it's cajoled into fear when it could be playfully dwelling in the radical spontaneity of life. So the sacred fool in you urges your mind to let itself be pulled into joy by your heartstrings, not into fear and doubt by the controlling machines of the mass media. This oracle brings you a message. It is time for you to play. It's time for you to let life happen in a completely unreserved and unscripted way. The more bizarre, left of field, unexpected, and apparently ridiculous, the better. This might feel not safe or inappropriate at first. That is okay. That is actually good. It's a sign that you're breaking with your own self-imposed conventions. It's time to move beyond them now because a bigger life adventure is calling you. This wonderful news is the desire of life to operate more radically through you so that you become the conduit through which miracles and crazy wild synchronicity can occur. You're becoming more eclectic. You are plugging into the apparent randomness of life, apparent because there is a refined intelligence behind it all. The sacred fool goes with this without having to understand any of it, which is good. Trying to access even one genuine glimpse of life's unfathomable genius would probably make one's head explode. As you take this journey, you may find that the people around you are challenged. You might unintentionally cause them to rethink the way they live their lives. They may question whether the way they are living is the only way for them, or even the best way. At first, they may react rather than take responsibility. The sacred fool in you doesn't engage with this. It is what it is, and it rises and falls at will. It doesn't stop you from your merry dance of unconventional living, and being. If you find yourself making choices that have others questioning your sanity, then you're right on course. You may feel that you're quite possibly going insane, but you're not crazy. You are just approaching enlightened awareness. There is a moment, sometimes a rather long one, when we wake up to life, shed our attachment to mass opinion, and float into a completely different state of being. We might find that no one is really able to understand or connect with us to the point that we question our state of mind. Stay with that. It will pass. You will eventually see that you're becoming sane in an insane world. The tables will turn and you will gain greater inner freedom and creative juice. Stay on your path. Stay on the journey. Remember to take nothing too seriously and it will all work out perfectly. Boom. That is so right and so right on. Okay, thank you, Sharissa, for posting my blog on there. Dude, this is on point. I've been feeling my truth and my voice big time lately. Yes. Hi, Heidi. I'm actually not reading individual cards. I might do that in a little bit in my Facebook group. It's called Rebel Revolution. If you just type that in, Rebel Revolution XO or Rebel Revolution, it's the one that says for multi-passionate and multi-millionaire visionaries. I'll be doing card readings in there, not on here. This one is for the collective whole. And, it's perfect because I just drew it right before I came on live. And that's what my blog post was about today too, is just not letting what your fear of what other people will think of you stop you from doing what you're meant to do, from, being who you know you're born to be, who you're meant to be. Don't let anyone or anything stop you. If your circle has to get smaller, then let it get smaller, because whenever you remove the things from your life that aren't serving you, you're opening up the doorway for other things in your life to come into your life that are meant for you, that are destined for you, that are supposed to be there, that are to uplift you and to help you move forward on your journey. So yeah, if you are just kind of really trying to get started in going on your journey and you know all this information, you have all this information in your mind and you're just not putting it to action, and you're asking for money and you're asking for influence and you're asking for everything that you want, you're really like locking in what you want as your vision, but you're letting fear and doubt and control and worry and stress and guilt and shame and blame and all of this other stuff really allowing it to have control over the decisions that you make. You're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to die with a bunch of knowledge in your mind that you never got to use and regret. Like, it's time to step up and let the pieces fall where they will. There's nothing, like, you cannot do it wrong. You can't lose. You can't do it wrong. Life is full of just lessons to become bigger, better versions of ourselves. And that's all anybody wants anyway. So if you have a message to share with the world, if you have a lesson to share with the world, whatever it is, just know in your heart that the only reason why people buy things, or the only reason that people need like to make connections with you or with anyone, is because they want to become the best version of themselves possible. I mean, you can think about it with clothes, with makeup, with personal development, with like food. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. Like, consumerism is based around the desire to want to become the best version of yourself possible. So if you have a skill set that is going to help people become better versions of themselves, then by all means, spit it out of your mouth. Don't die with your music inside of you. Let it all out. Let it all out. Like, that's all I can say about it. And if you are at a point where you're at sort of a standstill and you can't fucking move, then do something about it. Go to CoreyMichelle.com, click the Work With Me tab, and you can join the 3-week program, or Wild Rebel Rising is starting again on August 20th. So you kind of have two things to choose from there. But if you want somebody who can activate the shit out of you, I'm talking about in one phone call, then, you know, I would take my chances on that. That's all I'm going to say about that. I would definitely take my chances on it. And that means prioritizing your vision above everything else. I can't afford it. That's just a load of shit. Let's just be honest. There's, if you want something bad enough, if you desire to be at the level that you want, then you need to start acting right now as if you're at that level. And that doesn't mean acting fake or anything like that. It's, what would I be doing if I was at that level? Would you still be, questioning, should I, spend money on growing my mindset in my business, whenever you know for sure that mindset is the thing that's going to take you to the next level? It always has been and it always will be. Risk is where the mindset is. Taking action is a mindset too. Like, all of the things that you must do to get to the next level in your life all comes from your mindset. Like, your body takes you there as a vehicle, but it's all about what your mind is programmed to believe, what your mind is programmed to do. And that's what I want to help you overcome. I'm not even overcome it. I want to completely obliterate your blocks. I want to activate you in a way that you've never been activated. I want to tell you the truth when no one else will. I want to show you what's available for you, because whenever I look at people, I don't see where they are now. I only see what's possible for them, and I see the highest version of themselves. And I think that this is a gift that I have. This is one of my biggest gifts, is to know and see through bullshit. To be able to see what is possible for someone. I'm able to see if something is, you playing off a victim, or, self-sabotage, or if it's an actual thing, right? Like, it is my gift to be able to activate you to that next level, no matter if your next level is just launching your business, or if your next level is, a $20,000 month, or maybe even a $50,000 month. I don't know what my audience makes all the time, so we'll just go with it. It's an activation process wherever you're at in the process. If you need to be activated to the next level, or the next 3 or 4 levels, then get with somebody who can activate the fuck out of you, aka me. Okay? So, and if it isn't me, then find someone that you're vibing with, okay? Someone who gets it, someone who's not going to just make you say affirmations over and over and over again until you believe them, because that's bullshit. You have shit wired into your nervous system. That is why you do things that you do on repeat. It's a mechanism. that our subconscious like has created this whole mechanism for us so that we don't have to think about what we're going to do, because our bodies were kind of designed with the fight or flight mode. I mean, our brains function with that fight or flight mode. It's so that you can be on your toes and know what to do if you get into a dangerous situation. Like, that's what our bodies are programmed to do. That's why everything is so automatic for you. That's why no matter how much you want to change your story or change your actions on a daily basis, most of the time you just can't unless you really, really commit to becoming super disciplined and taking new actions, but not only taking those new actions, but putting a real reason behind it, and just like creating a completely new set of beliefs for yourself in a way that you actually believe it. And it's, again, I can't really explain activation, but it's definitely not looking in the mirror and saying over and over and over again, like, I am wealthy, I am abundant, I am joy, right? It's not that. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. I feel like I have been on here for a really long time. Thank you so much for watching. Please share this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure that if you want to get reminders, you go to this, live.highvibeboss.com. If you are ready to work with me, go to CourtneyMichelle.com and hit the Work With Me tab. You can message me in Messenger or whatever you want to do if you need more information, or if you need me to kick your ass into action, basically, then just let me know, all right? And I will see you guys soon. Bye.